Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to the Second Circle. Let's continue, shall we? Where are we, though? Here. Okay, we have already dated Pandemonica. So we have already dated Modius. Let's go with Cereberus! Yay! I'm so freaking pumped. Full screen, full screen, full screen, come on. There we go. Before you returned from hell, you had never stopped to consider the ebb and flow of simple bathroom economics. Am I recalling, aren't I? Yeah, everything's working fine. Good. Good. While living in one space between 10 people might be only mildly inconvenient at the best of times, early mornings have a habit of spawning an impromptu conga line of individual deaths set on a nice warm shower. Standing in line for the umpteenth time, you idly consider the potential legality of using the outside house to clean yourself off. Two of you. What do you think she's up to? No good, I bet. That's why we should strike while we have the element of surprise. I don't care what Lucifer says. Something's off about this scenario, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Ignoring it for a moment, you interject. Cereberus, you aren't by any chance planning to take out the garbage collector, are you? Both of her brothers turn to face you, and the thing clawing at the back of your mind snaps into place. Both of her bodies, the tier 1 is nowhere to be seen. Oh, we'd love to get our hands on her, always taking away what's rightfully ours, but we have half a mind to... Hold up. Suddenly both of her hairs swivel, staring intently over the left shoulder at the wall behind her. Whatever she's looking at, she doesn't shift her gaze from it for a minute. When she turn back to you, she smiles, back to her normal self again. What was that about? Nothing. Don't worry about it. We got everything under control. Cereberus throws past you, heading back to her room. I wonder what that was about. She's been acting out of sorts for a while now. You turn to see Malina, blearily eye and look like she's not quite finished with her early morning hangover, emerging from the bathroom. Not that it's ever really easy to keep a conversation going with her, mind you. Any idea where her dear body is? Malina lets out a sigh. She set up a camp in the living room. She even unplugged the television to get better access to the window. Camp? What do you mean? Is she playing some kind of game? I'm not really sure if I can do her paranoid lunacy justice. You should really just ask her yourself. I will get on that. What? Cereberus, that sounds so freaking cute! After your morning shower, you head downstairs to investigate the claims made by this sword demon. Oh my god, look at her, she's so cute! I love her! Sitting in a collapsed chair, Cereberus' stirred body is glued to the living room window, scanning the neighborhood with a pair of binoculars. She doesn't react as you enter the room, remaining focused on her observation with a steadfast determination. Malina says you have been down here for a while. What are you doing? Keeping watch. What for? Cereberus calls. I thought the answer of your question should be self-evidenced. Trouble. Synchronized footsteps behind your heralds the arrival of Cereberus' other bodies accompanied by Malina. Hicks up, Cereberus, I want my television back. Go ahead and tell Taker about this crazy theory of yours. The body by the window stands, and it's quickly joined by the other bodies, presenting an united front. We are pretty sure that we are being spied on. We have been picking up on a peculiar scent around the borders of the house. It wasn't there last week. And if we aren't mistaken, it's that punk mugger from the park. You mean that one you chase off? Why will she return? Because she's definitely plotting revenge against us for whooping her butt back at the park. It's only a matter of time before she strikes. We can't let her forward her schemes. How do you know? Have you ever met her before? Well, no. But there is something about them that just rubs up the wrong way. We can't really explain it, but we just know she's up to no good. So we're keeping watch for any signs of her. And we are gonna teach her a lesson if we see her again. This ramped-up paranoia is certainly out of sorts for Cereberus. You look over to Malina, who corkscrews her fingers beside her head, non-verbally cluing you in her own personal opinion of Cereberus' mental state. Well, there is only one thing for it then. Let's go find her. What? What? If it's causing you that much worry, why don't we go and address the source of the problem? Bleach, count me on this adventure. Urban exploration doesn't really fit my aesthetic. Count me out of this adventure. Stupid Joseph, read properly. Besides, if I wanted to get shanked, I do it in both the comfortable of my own house. Thank you very much. As you put on your shoes, Malina pulls you aside. You can't be serious about this. And why not? If it snaps Cerebral back to normal, what could be the harm of in indulging her a little? Cerebrus, she's not the same as the rest of us. She can't get focused, scary even, but she's on the warpath. Just don't get in between her and whoever she's hunting. If it comes to blows, she will literally go right through you to get to her quarry. I will keep that in mind, but hopefully we can resolve this peacefully. Waving goodbye to Malina, you and Cereberus take up the streets. It isn't long before one of her bodies picks up the scent of the voyeur, and she gradually leads you further and further away from home. The nose of Cereberus leads you through the decrepit buildings, abandoned parking garage, and thrifty stores packed with unwanted detritus of generations. Eventually, Cereberus hauls out of a rundown nightclub. Its walls plastered with faded posters, advertising indie bands long since lost to the sands of time. As if in the air, she leads you down a tight side street and onto a sparsely populated plaza. Trail gets confusing here. We can't make out the scent clearly past here. Too many people. She wrinkles her nose. And way too much spray on the other end. So it is this then? If we can't find her, what do we do? Oh no, I'm sure she's around here somewhere. We're just gonna keep looking. A cheer goes up from a nearby throng of people, clustered around an obscure object. Intrigued, you and Cereberus move closer to investigate. There, at the center of the mounted cloud, the stranger holds court from behind a cheap card table. Step on out, place a wager, win a prize. Only valuables, no organs, invoices, or IOUs, if you please. A ruby-faced tourist slaps a handful of crumpled bills on the table, a gesture reciprocated by the stranger, who adds her own, considerably larger stack of cash to the pot. Now the rules are simple. It's so easy, even a child can win. Just keep your eyes on this here bed. I'm familiar with this game. She will move the bed around beneath cups or shells, but she will secretly swap the beds between shells when the other player can see. A strange glow suffuses Cereberus' eyes, and her normal playful tone sharpens to a razor edge. I know how this works. She's out to cheat. Watch carefully. There. Whatever happened is too fast for you to pick out at a distance, but Cereberus watches the game progress with rapid focus. She's removed the bait entirely. There is no way for her opponent to win the game. The two of you observe the strange win the game after game, cheating the tourists and other passerbys out of everything remotely valuable they might have. With every valuable lost to the figure, Cereberus' gaze darkens. Not fair. You lie and steal from the other demons all the time. Why do you care about a mortal doing it to another? Besides, aren't you in favor of widespread corruption of humanity? Cereberus shakes her head, like a horse trying to dissuade a persistent and irritated fly. Ah, yes, but something is wrong. Just looking at her is making our hackles stand up. We have to get to the bottom of this. Even if it means taking her down. If we are getting to catch her, we need some kind of plan. She's obviously adept at running scams, so I will bet she has an escape route plan. I know, we'll split out. I can cover 3 times the ground that you can. How do I communicate or call you? That's easy, just whistle. In case that seems obvious. Alright. You going first, I will wait till behind. She might just let her guard down if she believes you are acting alone. Cereberus nods. Alright, on 3. Ready? At your signal, the hounds of hell charge forward, striking towards the stranger like many bolts of lightning. Immediately, the stranger's head swingles around, seeing 3 demons bearing down on them. The stranger curses, hurling the card table at approach Cereberus in an attempt to slow her down. The cloaked figure darts down a nearby alleyway. Thinking quickly, you dash into an alleyway parallel to that of the stranger. Unticing your lengthy stride, you make it to the streets in no time at all. You turn left and sprint at the last block, placing yourself at the exit of the alleyway the stranger escaped through. Arms wide, you brace for impact, but no one's there, and you look around in confusion. You notice a single dark aperture in the grimy wall. A scuffling sound heralds the arrival of Cereberus. One of her bodies springs toward you from the far end of the alley. We lost her! Did you see where she went? I have my suspicions. You point at the dark hole in the wall. For the look of it, it's an entryway into the condemned building, taking up a large portion of the block. I will go in after her. You keep the perimeter in case she tries to run again. Alright, be careful! The interior of the building is dank and musty. From what little you can make out in the gloom, it was more likely a warehouse at some point in the distant past. You move silently through the run-down building, eyes peeled for any sign of the Black Cloak, a largely futile effort against darkness. The only source of light through the building comes from boarded-up windows. Their barricade means to keep out people, not motes or light. Don't care if you... I need... At the sound of the voice, you flatten yourself to the wall, peering around the corner. You can just make out the telltale glimmer of the cell phone against the blackness. Straining your ears, you can barely make out what the stranger is saying. I think I have given them the sleep, but I don't know how long it will last. The damn mod's nose will find me if I don't get help soon. Send Belle over now, or I swear I will. The phone dims and the line drops, leaving the stranger alone in the dark. As she mutters a Vitronic string of curses, you begin to take slow, careful steps towards her. Picking your way out over the detritus carefully, you close the distance. Near your target, you break into a run. The stranger turns around at the sudden sound, but it's too late to do anything as you tackle her and send off your stumble to the ground. Both stumble to the ground. You grab with her for a moment and manage to grab her wrist as she pulls her knives on you, halting its trajectory. The stranger whistles like a landed eel, desperately twisting and trying to escape your grip. I have been talking so much lately, I'm so sorry. Your hold remains firm, however, and despite the ferocity of her initial attempts to free herself, the struggles of the strange soon diminish to the occasion token wiggle. You and I have an account to settle. Oh, let me guess, you want your wedding ring back? No, wait, I must have taken your visa a while back, Guess again. Did you hit me with your car last week? I will admit I might have played up the lame leg a bit, but it's all fine now. What do you say we just let bygones be bygones, huh? I know you have been snooping around my house. Whatever you're after, I guarantee it's not worth the trouble. Ah, now I remember. You are that gorilla I tried to smack in the park. Not my finest work, I will admit, but it had been a slow day. Don't try to change the subject. Why are you spying on us? I haven't the faintest idea what are you on about. You can't play dumb with me. I know you have been watching our house for the past few days. I guess there is no point in reasoning with a crazy person. What if I give you something nice, I caught you in some swim blank, and you let my mosey out of here before the hellhound shows up. The stranger renegades inside her sleeve, and pulls out several gold-trimmed tickets from the folds of fabric. You will love this. You are a big music fan, right? These are special backstage passes to underground sensation, Satanas. Never heard of her. Do you live under a rock or something? Satanas is the hottest thing since sliced bread. She's the underground sensation that's... That will be very soon be taking the nation! If she has to pay a charlatan like you to promote her, I wouldn't count on her being a breakout hit. Go and check her out yourself if you don't believe me. You let me go, I can give you this. I can give you a sweet deal on these little darlings. She moves the ticket up and down stangely. I don't think so. After a call, Cereberus is so satisfied her curiosity, I'm going to make sure you turn it into the proper authorities. Wait, turn me in? Yes, isn't that what you typically do with cheats and with swindlers? Whoa, hey now, let's not be hasty. Do you have any idea who exactly you are dealing with? Who I am even? You don't have a clue, do you? Well, you might have to hellhound running at your beck and call, but I will have you know I'm bosom buddies with the queen of the underworld herself. Excuse me? Your surprise slackens your grip of the stranger just enough to let her to act. Shedding her cloak like a second skin, the stranger barrels to the open doorway. As she runs, you catch a glimpse of white hair and... Are those horns? Think fast, you stick your finger in your mouth and whistle a sharp, shrilling blast. I wish I could do that. The stranger made out 5 feet to the doorway into the alley beyond before Cereberus runs into her like some sort of intercontinental scam-seeking missile. The force of the charge sent the 2 white-haired figures rumbling in the shadows of the hallway. Cereberus' other 2 bodies round the corner of the alley, closing the distance. Oh, it's a demon! Between the 3 of her, Cereberus quickly spins the stranger to the alley wall. One body restrained. Oh, look at her! There is Satanas! Restraining each of the stranger's arms. Wait, Cereberus, she's a demon as well! Several limbs curls back from her pointed tear as she grows out a retort. Obviously, Cereberus turned her attention back to the restrained stranger. You have a lot of nerve showing your face in this town again after I sent you packing last time. It's in my nature. I am like you, a creature of habit. You don't know anything about us. More than perhaps you like, Mott. Tell me, does your mistress let you sit at the table with the real demons yet? Or do you have to resort to begging for scraps from your elders and betters? Cereberus' knuckles go wide. Oh my god, I'm not reading fine today. I'm not reading well. I'm not reading well. Knuckles go wide, but her voice remains eerily calm as she looms over the stranger. You know I don't even know what happens to you if you die in this world. But what did you say we found out together? Cereberus, that's enough. We still don't know. In unison, the 3 leap and snap around to you. Baffled fire kindles in their eyes. Back off, mortal! I will not have you infiltrated upon my duty. Tidbird, the body of not currently holding the stranger. My god, I'm hungry too. Leaned down towards her exposed throat. The stranger renewed her attempt to escape, her low voice rising in octave as she protests. Whoa! Let's not be hasty with this whole executing the suspect stitch. Take a good whiff, Mott. Am I really the person you want to be killing? Cereberus only holds her scent and gives the stranger an experimental sniff. It's wrong. Wrong? What's wrong? All three of Cereberus' bodies dip their hands, intently sniffing the strangers beneath them. Confused, Cereberus looks back at you. Her scent, it's not right. She's not the scent you pick out outside the house? Not quite, there is some familiar notes, but it's definitely not her. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's so cool. Look at the animation. So cool. Ha. Like I do jeopardize my safety by messing around with you lunatics. You actually think I do go anywhere near your house after last time? The three of you ain't good enough common sense to fill an egg cup. You're talking a lot of trash to someone who doesn't want their throat to turn out. Who's in danger of having her throat turn out? In case you missed the memo, King Kong, ain't the undesirable you canine unit is after. You know what that means. It means I haven't broken a little agreement. And your attack dog doesn't have license to harm me. Cereberus' eye widens as she slowly begins to lift her weight off the stranger. What is this? Something's moving us. What did you do to us? The stranger laughs in response. Haha, what did I do? You're a cat. I'm not the one acting out of the line here, Cuyo. Despite her best efforts, the invisible power forcing Cereberus off the stranger proves too much to resist, and all three of her bodies are flung away from the stranger at high speeds. Crashing into the nearby wall, Cereberus slides unmoving to the ground. Standing, the stranger dusts herself off. How did you... That's my secret, but maybe think next time before you jump an innocent woman. Innocent's pushing it. Just who are you anyway? No one of consequence, not right now in any case. You make sure to keep the mud out on a tight leash in the future, or you will regret it. How the frick do you try Cereberus like that? I will kick your butt. Hands in her pockets, the stranger sets off down the hallway. Wait, how are there more demons on Earth? I don't understand. Turning on her heel, the stranger casts a final disappearing comment back to you. Darling, what you ain't aware of could fill several libraries. Ask your queen if you are so desperate to stick your nose into places you shouldn't. With that, the strangers depart, leaving you to tend to Cereberus in the darkening alleyway. As you kneel down by her immobile form, a slight whisper escapes her lips. Are you alright? Cereberus! Her voices are so faint, you have to bend down to hear them. I'm right here. What do you need? Revenge! Oh boy! All three of her bodies shrink up, milling about you. Each one offer 100 different implausible schemes to get even with a stranger. Break her hands, skin her alive, chop off her nose, hang her from her tail, stuff her horns down her throat. Well, let me know if you need any help with your vengeance. I got some investigating of my own to do. What do you mean? What kind of investigation? I think we're long overdue for a chat with Lucifer. She's been keeping far too many things from us. We will come too. We have a couple of questions of our own to ask our benevolent queen. Ooh. Interesting. But I'm super hungry, so I'm going to go to eat, and then we're going to continue in the Malina. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue with Malina! So, today's the day. Got a special place in mind for me? As a matter of fact, I had an excellent idea last night. Well, are you going to tell me something this year? Karaoke? That's actually a pretty good idea. I haven't gone to karaoke in years. There is a decent place downtown. I hear they can rent you a room with a minibar if you are asked nicely. What are we waiting for them? Full steam ahead! Let's go! Karaoke night! She's a demon. She has white horns. The karaoke parlor is slightly shadier than you could have expected, and the only person visible upon entering is a familiar-looking attendant slopping against a reception desk. Wait, aren't you the guy? She's the girl with from the florist store. As you approach, she looks up at you through dark-rimmed eyes and looks irritated to have been disturbed. Oh, great, customers. And I have just settled down for a nice snap too. Room for two, please. And drink service. And drink service. And drink service. Sighting, the attendant pulls open a drawer on her desk and withdraws a scheduling book, flicking through it at a pace that could only be matched by a snail prior to drinking its morning coffee. Cafe. Are you familiar our rules? No screwing, no fighting, and no blood sacrifices. Come again? As the attendant indolently taps away on her keyboard, something catches your attention. Something about her seems familiar. I feel like we have met somewhere before. Have you ever worked at a greenhouse? Maybe. I cycle through jobs pretty fast, man. Gotta pay rent or whatever. The attendant lolls her head towards the hallway beyond the desk. Alright, you are all check-in. Room number 7 should be open. The attendant waves you back into the hallway behind her, slumping forward onto the desk and closing her eyes. Okay, have a good nap. Room number 7 is sparsely lit by a disco light arrangement, the revolving notes of light giving a cozy ambience. A loaded minibar sits in the nearest corner of the room, water vapor cooling off a fresh bucket of ice. Me pica la cara. My face is itchy. A large screen connected by wires to a jukebox and microphone takes up the majority of the far wall, and a comfortable looking fox leather wrap-around couches lines the wall. Malina surveys the room with thinly veiled enthusiasm. Let's see, screens, check. Private, check. Booze, check. Malina flashes you a rare grin. I got to say, Taker, I'm impressed. I thought you were going to drag me off to something generic, like a movie or something. She extends an arm, gesturing to the dim blue room. I gotta say, this is way more my vibe, you know? I feel like it's lacking something. Sunlight? It's definitely sunlight. Malina makes a beeline for the stocked minibar in the corner of the room. Can I get you something? No, thank you. Not if I'm going to be the one driving back. Suit yourself, then. That reminds me, though. Of what? I have been meaning to talk to Lucifer about learning more magic. I once saw her cast a spell that turned a mortal blood into vinegar. Oh, I remember that. Thinking of trying it with Cereberus. Actually, I haven't thinking about trying to make it run in reverse. So, turning all of someone's vinegar into blood? A little different. I have been trying to find a way to purify alcohol-tinged blood. I see. If you could do that, you could snap your fingers and sober someone up wherever they had to drive. Huh. Mostly I was just gonna use it to harsh people bustless if they get too close to me. You can't say that you are all surprised, leaving it to the demon to weaponize a cure for substance abuse. Malina settles down on the couch, nursing a drink from the minibar, while you step up to the stage and select your song. Now, which song do I select? Something classical, obviously. There is no reason not to pick with something you know already. You make your selection on the jukebox, and soon enough, you are belting on doleful lyrics in a passable imitation of Johnny Cash. You quite can't tell, but something like a ghost of genuine smile graced Malina's face as she watches you perform. You take a bow as the song finishes, and Malina applauds you from her seat. That was very fun to watch. So, interested in giving it a shot? There is even a scoreboard that will track how well it is you are doing. How's my Vtuber looking? Ah, damn it. I need to go a little more up. There we go. Yeah, David. I need to move the camera of the Vtuber. Instead of having it up in my monitor, I need to have it down. I have told you before, competition isn't really my cup of snaps. Go on, I have to do another one though. Give me some time to get drunk enough to. I knock on the door of interrupts Malina stalling. Who's there? Prepare for trouble! Oh fuck, not her, not now. And make it double! To protect the world from... With the rough sound of combat book impacting low-grade wood, the door splinters, revealing... Oh my god! No. Why? Cedrada justice. Yeah, I'm not about to go through that whole speech. That will concern nerd energy might just make Malina wet herself from excitement. Oh, and I memorized the whole thing too. Ah, hey there dudes, how is hanging? Forget how it's hanging, what are you two doing here? Well, I was just taking justice out, put up some adverts, when I got a fucking delightful text message requesting that I came and raise some hell up in here. A text? From who? Cedrada flicks open her phones and taps her way through several menus. Your guess is as good as mine. Taking the phone from her, you squint at her contacts list. Your stomach churns, the symbols on the screen don't make sense, and someone makes your skin feel like it's covered in a very light layer of grease. It's a phone from hell, what do you expect? Oh my god. I'm not really sure how to pronounce some of these things. Malina snatches the phone from your numb hands. Probably best not to risk it, Cedrada vocabulary really shouldn't be imitated by mortal tongue. Hey, why are these so many random numbers in your contact list? It's hardly surprising, given the flyers we have been posting up, checking it out. Check it out! The awesome demon produced a folder of piece of paper from her back pocket. Taking it from her, you unfold a picture of Cedrada and a highly suggestive pose. What a hankering for a spankering for a good time called 66632. This is your phone number, Cedrada. You really have no shame, or class for that matter. Girl's gonna get her fixed somehow. You can't tell me that if your vodka ran out of you wouldn't be exchanging side alley sloppies for bottom shelf booze by the end of the week. At least I don't go around running other people's perfectly good days with my obnoxious attitude. Well, we're here now, so what are you gonna do about it? It's all good, we can roll it out. I just wanted to pop out and say hi anyhow. Nah, Justice, we're staying right here. Like hell you are! Cedrada eyes her sister maliciously, and an edge creeps into her voice as she continues. What happened to you, sister mine? You used to be so eager to rise to challengers. To compete with other lizard demons for the best of the table scraps the Overlord saw fit to give us. Don't tell me you have lost your edge after all this time, little baby Malina. The sound of glass shattering brings your attention back to Malina. Shards of glass fall to the floor from her clenched fist, and small droplets of what is left of her vodka screw drip from her fingers. Slowly, she uncurls her hand, letting the remains of a near-powered ice glass fall from her hand down to the hardwood floor. Her reply is quiet, tempered with barely concealed frustration. Bring it. What was that, Malina? I couldn't hear you over... I said bring it, bitch! This is bad. The two sisters may not exactly be heavy hitters, but you're pretty sure if they throw down here and now, the karaoke bar won't survive the battle. Already you can feel energies beginning to swirl around the room. The sharp fruity smell boiling outward from Malina, clashing horribly with the sulphurous, burning odor emanated from Cedrada. Just like old times, eh, sis? That's enough! The eyes of the two demons snap to you, the presume of their attention crashing down upon you in waves. You struggle to force out your next words against the settling style. We are resolving this without resorting to physical or magical violence. Look around, we're in a karaoke parlor, right? Then karaoke will be the competition. Whoever signs the best number gets to stay. I have told you before, I don't like... Deal! No take-backsies. You put one arm around Malina and give her a light squeeze, leaning down. You whisper in her ear. I'm sorry, I know you don't like competition, but this seems the most straightforward way to get her to leave. Audacia will put up much of a fight. I can't imagine her ability to sing has persisted through the sheer quantity of cigarettes she smokes. Justice, are you okay with being an arbitrator for this? Make sure no other humans in the building get hurt if things get out of control. No worries, Chief. I check on my way in and aside from you, this place is 100% human-free. Alright, the rules of the contest are as follow. Both of you will sing the same song, chosen beforehand by one of the two of you. After the song is chosen, the other contestant will choose the format the battle will take. Lip sync, sing along, it's all open to you. Sounds fair? Sure, dibs on the song selection. Malina leaps over to the karaoke music box and keys in a number. Powered by Machina Beremini. Displays on screens backed by slow and steady rock numbers. Tell me, sis, how's your Russian holding up? Don't tell me you are going to insist on subtitles, because this is a pretty old song. I'd be surprised if it has one in Russian. Cedrada's eyes gleam as she slowly claps her hands together. The malice boiling off of her is almost palpable. Very clever, Malinka. I'm almost proud. Alright then, as you for the format, the competition is going to be... Before you can react, Cedrada's tail coils around the wrist and with a sudden yank, Cedrada puts your arm around her waist. A duet? Oh no. Oh no. I need to put my Vtuber avatar in place. Goddammit. Malina's eyes go wide at the mixture of shock and anger. Her gaze darks between you and Justice, putting the pieces together. But that means I'm partner with... Cheer up, hearing whore. Did you know I once played bass for one of the previous Lords of Hell? Enough belly jack chain. Let's get this show on the road. Oh no. Malina walks up to join Justice on the podium. Awkwardly, they both hold the mic as the song begins to play. Malina tries her best to hold up her end of the song, but Justice is out of her element. No amount of cool can make up for the gap in language skills. Oh no, Justice is quickly relegated to humming along with the lyrics, much to Cedrada's amusement. Her mad crackle prompts you to turn away from the disaster in the making. The beach demon is clicking her fingers together, and sparks are already beginning to fly as she calls fire into her hand. She maneuvers the little flame onto the end of her thumb, and waves it mockingly back and forth in the air as the song finishes. Encore! Encore! I haven't seen anything that sad in ages. Malina turns the microphone into Justice's chest and stops up to Cedrada, cheeks red with embarrassment. What's the matter, Malinka? Don't tell me that you are throwing in the towel already. Fuck this and fuck you! Why can't you just let me be happy? Without waiting for an answer, Malina storms out of the room, savagely smashing the door out of her way as she leaves. But Ah, fuck! I was so close to getting through to her. Her sister departed, all the life seems to bleed from Cedrada, and as you watch, the manic energy dissipates from around her. You'd better make sure she gets back to the house or so help me. Shoulders slumped, Cedrada knows before slinking after her sister. Whoa, talk about a blowout. I have seen Cedrada needle her sister for decades, but that? I have never seen anything like that. That was downright malicious. So what happened now? Will they be alright? Hard to say. Malina holds some grudges almost as well as Lucy. Something has to be done before she talks to either you or her sister again. Me? But why should I be angry at me? Come on, Chief, use your head. Do you seriously think that it would have been impossible for you to convince Serada to leave if you really wanted to? I get that you meant well and wanted to give Malina a chance to square up against her sister. But this little intervention of yours forced her down to a path leading to her own embarrassment. Frankly, I'd be surprised if she isn't at least as angry with you as she is with her sister. Well, none of that went according to plan. Looks like you are going to have to make your next move around Malina carefully if you want to get back into her good looks. Ooh, that was amazing. That was awesome. But this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye. Bye bye.